Good morning, everyone. Today is February 10th, 2026, and it is 9:34 in the morning. So if I'm making a video this early in the morning, that's quite shocking. So today's question: are we supposed to ask questions? Last night I was reflecting on my Twitter account from 6 years ago, and I found the name that the evil one used. And for those who do not know, I met the enemy of our souls online. That's whenever I found out that the principalities are among us today, hence the god of this world. So in Matthew 16, the prophets are asking Jesus who he is. In verse 15, he said, He saith unto them, But whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. This is the passage where Jesus told Peter, Upon this rock I will build my church. Jesus was referring to himself in third person because Jesus is the rock. In verse 19, it talks about giving the keys to the kingdom of heaven, about giving the church authority. And I found the name. AKhnun. If you look it up, which now I know that Google uses disinformation and it's skewed inverted truth, but if you do look it up, it refers to him as creator, the potter, choosing the chosen, right? The devil can choose people too. That's why you see the stars today. In entertainment, God created us in his image, but the devil comes in and perverts it and will give people riches, but it's worldly riches. That's whenever Jesus says, if a man gaineth the whole world, right, what will he give in exchange for his soul? If you look up Atum, it's a copycat of Genesis 1. This is the reason why I was saying Egypt is the center focal point of the beginning, because that's the first slaves were coming from Israel. It started in Egypt. God was trying to deliver us from 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light at the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should, can't see it, shine unto them. So, having looked at this and digging into it, I'm trying to make sense of why this stuff happened to me and how. Because I'm in a process of trying to gain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so I can come to terms with this stuff, because having gone through this, I still have unanswered answers. And I guess you could say that I have wounds from it due to what happened. So I'm trying to ask questions to get sense of why and how this stuff happened. This is in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. So blurry. This is verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So I started learning doctrines of devils and seducing spirits. And having learned this stuff, I didn't realize what was happening. I was not understanding the severity of me learning this stuff. But what's meant for evil be used for good. Jesus flipping the tables. That's the reason why I'm pushing for unity. I read this verse in verse 13. It says, I had no rest in my spirit because I found not Titus, my brother. And if you go to Ephesians 4, chapter 12 through 17, this is a passage that I've been pushing for, and it's about unity because we need each other. Because on the rock, we have been built up. We're spiritual houses built up on Jesus. That's how I'm still alive today. In Ephesians 1, this is so blurry. I'm sorry, it's blurry. In Ephesians 1, I wanted to touch on predestination. And in verse 4, it says, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us, there we go, unto the adoption of the children by Jesus Christ himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. It was just blurry, and now it's just, you can't make it up, man. Oh, man. So through this, I'm trying to gain knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And it's because I'm asking questions. So if you go to this dude right here, right? The copycat. Jesus is flipping the tables, man. Verse 9. Having made known unto us the mystery of his will, according to his good pleasure, which he hath purposed in himself. We are many parts. We have different functions. Some people are the hands. Some people are the feet. Some people are the mouth. I'm trying to get closure through faith so I can come to terms and accepting my past through reflection and believing Jesus is there because he has predestined us. He has chosen his children to be able to expose the works and the fruits of darkness so people are not ignorant, believing Google and what this says about him. They'll believe Google but won't believe this. And we're trying to proclaim the testimony about Jesus and what this kingdom actually truly is. So I found that quite ironic today of everything that we talked about yesterday. And just Ephesians 4, I just ended on this. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. We have got to apply the Bible to our lives, to our walk, carrying the cross, because the world is a copycat. He is a copycat. And the only way that you're going to be able to overcome and conquer this stuff is by in and through Jesus. But speaking the truth in love may grow up into him all things, which is the head, even Christ, from whom the whole body, fitly joined together and compacted, by which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh increase of the body unto the edifying itself in love. We're the mystery of the Gentiles. It's coming to the fullness, right? Having the understanding darkened. The light will shine in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. My life does not feel real. I don't know if y'all fully understand having gone through an entire year, literally burned with fire. And even then, I was covered by the Lord's wings. Chapter 5, verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but what? Rather reprove them.